Hey everybody, I'm back. This documentary is what I had to deal with and nobody understood. The official documentary, part 3. So as I was saying back in that video, by that time, my mama found out with the men crawling through the window and everything and asked me I was gay and I gave her the truth. And my stepfather know now. By this time, y'all, I dropped out of school. Now, as I be telling, this is the reason why I tell y'all don't drop out because education is just important. So by this time, I dropped out of school. One day, uh, I think one day I told my mama I was going to the store. I told my mama I was doing something because I think 7-Eleven was right by our house, and I think I told my mama I was going to the store, and I think I never turned back. Uh, because I feel like if my mama couldn't accept me, what was me used to then still sticking around? So I left, and I think I stayed gone for like maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe even longer years than that. I think I stayed gone. I stayed gone for maybe 2 years from my mama house. Then I got into some. I stayed on the street. I had to stay on the street because I didn't have no money. I didn't have a job, so I was escorting. So I was dealing. I was sleeping in empty houses. I was sleeping with. That's when I didn't know nothing about people, and cause I'm just now coming out to be gay. So this is when I need all kinds of people, not knowing what I was dealing with, not knowing who I was dealing with, not knowing who's fake, who's real. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, and by this time, this is how I meet my ex ex best friend that I told y'all about. This is how I meet her. So, to make a long story short, I met a lot of people coming into this world that I'm in, a world that I had no knowledge about, a world that I had no clue about, a world I had no nothing about. A world that where people write checks, they boost. If y'all know what boosting is, all of that I ain't know none of that. I had people teach me that. So I had no clue on nothing. I had no clue on nothing because because before I came into this world of who I am and stepped into this world that this is who you are and this is who you're going to be for the rest of your life. I didn't know that you gay, you boost, you gay, you have gay families. There's a ball. They do shows. They do escorting. They do uh you know, they be doing drugs. I had no idea, y'all. I promise y'all, I had no idea of this because I had no friends. Because before, like I said, before I came into this world, knowing who I was and what I'm about to do with my life, uh, excuse me, I didn't have no friends. I didn't hang around nobody. The only people that I ever hung around with was my aunt and them, and the only people I hung around is well maybe my sister and maybe her friends. You know what I'm saying? She was in high school, maybe her friends, but other than that, I didn't know nobody else. You know, I didn't. Truly, I did. I didn't know nobody else, and I tried to change. I tried to change from being gay just to make my mama happy, but it wasn't making me happy. So I had to do something about it. And so I said, this is not making me happy. So I had to do what I normally wouldn't do, and that was accept who I am as a person and live. living my own truth, and that's what I did. Um, by me being in on the street, that was the horrific thing that I've ever done. That's the thing that I never experienced it. I never experienced from. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So as y'all understood, I was on the street and I was staying on the street, and so I met somebody while I was staying on the street and while I was escorting. I met someone. Yeah, I was young, 16, 17. That ain't even time enough to grow a mustache. I met someone. I thought that this was someone that I could care about. My cut. This was someone that I could care about. Um, but it wasn't. I'm sorry. I was telling somebody to cut my TV down some. I'm sorry. So I met this person, and I'm not gonna say no names, and I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know what I was thinking at the time. This person was um he had a habit. He had a habit, and then on top of that, he was escorting, and this person he had a client, and the client came through because I was sleeping on the stairs and stuff because I didn't want to have my boyfriend sleeping outside by himself while I'm sleeping at somebody in somebody else's house, and they wasn't gonna allow that to happen. So, I slept outside with him, and they told him they pointed and said, "No, we don't want you. We want him." So whoever I slept with, and this is how this story comes about. Whoever I slept with, I use protection. But because it was my boyfriend and I thought my boyfriend was being straight with me, my boyfriend didn't. I didn't use protection with my boyfriend. I didn't think that my boyfriend would ever give me anything. So when I found out that my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did that, I was just unbelieved. But then too, let me tell y'all something. I still didn't find out that I was HIV positive. I wasn't being. I didn't. I still didn't find out that I was HIV positive. So by this time, like I said, I got into some trouble. I was my daddy had put uh raised the bond put his house and then so I went back to court and stuff like that. A first time offender, they gave me probation. So I didn't want to act right. I didn't want to do right. Still young, not listen to what I was supposed to do. I fled from Dallas. I met this young dude in the gay area. Fled from Dallas, and I moved to Tyler. Not realizing that I just entered a whole new world of toxic. You understand what I'm saying? We were fighting y'all every day. We wasn't fist fighting. We were arguing. We were arguing every day, y'all. We was what else? We was we had our good times. We had our bad times. But most of the times, he used me. This by the time I had a check, I was getting a check every month. You understand, for my seizures. I still haven't found out that I was positive. So they had one of them little. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna kind of get into. I was trying to like lay something out. Because when I found out that my second boyfriend was positive, I found out through his gay daddy. I'm just put that out there, and then I'm finna go and lay it into it. So inside of they had these little boarded houses that you go get tested. So found out they have a border house where you get tested, and then uh, the te- they had this thing called Western Block back then, and then so the test came back, and the test came back to be positive. That was about the year that Philadelphia came out. Philadelphia, the movie. Let me see. Let me see, y'all. If I could bring that movie. Uh, hold on, y'all. So, y'all, that was in '93. Uh, that was in '93 when that movie came out. Um, so I think I found out about right that time this movie came out that I was see, that's when I found out. Uh, they say the movie came out in uh December, so that's when I found out that I was positive. Y'all, if I tell y'all when I seen that, because I had no idea. I had no. Once again, I'm stepping into a world that I have nothing about, know nothing about, and then I also step in the world now that now I'm dealing with a disease that I don't have nothing, know nothing about. But it was almost like I wasn't depressed about it because it was almost like did I done it to myself or I did it to myself or however you want to say it. I seen this movie, y'all. It kind of depressed to me. If you out there and you ain't never seen Philadelphia, go watch the movie and you see all the way down from uh I think when he go mess around in in the movie theater or something. It's another movies out there too where this guy become positive. Um, I can't think of that movie. Let me see, cause I can't think of that movie, y'all. But I know Philadelphia was it was one of the goodest movies for gay people. It said this movie probably the best drama regarding gay issues ever made. Remember, it was made in 1993 when AIDS was still a terminal disease in recalls. Yeah, it was, and this movie is a it's a true story. Uh huh. And then this movie also how you see it. This movie is also this movie is also is so educational. I think you know. I think it's education on a lot of ways. You understand what I'm saying? Um, he finds out Denzel Washington plays in this movie. I think that's gonna probably be one of the movies I watch today. But yeah, I find out I had no idea. I was just so I guess I was so wrapped up into the movie and I was just looking at it. When I first got tested, I wasn't depressed on who I was and what I just found out. I lived it out. I went through life straight in like this. I didn't do anything, y'all. I did just went on and did what I had to do. But then me and my ex boyfriend that the second one, we end up getting into it. He ended up calling the laws, and I ended up going to jail in Tyler. But they end up sending me back to Dallas because I didn't have nothing in Tyler. I had it in Dallas, and Dallas wanted me. They had to come and get me, and they came. I thought they were gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? But they came and got me, and I ended up going to prison for 2 years. So I ended up going to prison for 2 years. I get out. I get out. Uh, this time I get out, I have nowhere to go. So I go and stay with my mama. Oh my God. Y'all notice y'all the last time I seen my mama, it was when I had told my family, came out to my family that I had just found out that I was HIV. And that had been back in '93. hmm In 1994, I ended up in prison. I did 2 years for a 2 year sentence for violating my probation because I got ended up putting on probation for stealing a car, which is out of there, dealing drugs, and I think it was escorting, if I'm not mistaken. All of those, and so because I didn't finish, they decided to give me 2 years flat in prison, meaning I had to do the whole sentence. For a person that's just going into prison, a person that is the first time there, I was scared. Yeah. But I never did think that, I never thought that, I thought that nobody would support me while I was in there. My family stayed supported me. I stayed had a commissary. I had my boyfriend, my first boyfriend was in the penitentiary. I can't even think of it because they sent me to a hard urine, unit, unit. That's what I'm saying, a hard unit. And it was back then. They was calling it a gladiated unit. It was called Ferguson. I don't even know if that unit still exists now. So they called it Ferguson. So I can't even think of the guy name that I was dating. Oh yes, I can. His name was Elijah. Child, child. If I tell you that story right there, that's a whole nother video, a whole nother story. I thought when he got out that he wouldn't want to be with me, and I was right. He got out. We dated for a minute, and it ended up coming to be to the fact that he started dating one of my friends. Yeah, y'all, it was horrible. Okay, so now I'm out. I'm out for a couple years. You know, I stay out. I think I stay out to about maybe 2004. You know, I stay out to about 2004. So 2004 come around, cause I met when I was down there. I met a friend named some friends, and I met and one of my friends that we was real good close friends, but he ended up passing away in 2004, and I ended up going back to selling drugs in 2004. I buried him, and I ended up going back to selling drugs. So, within that period of time, when my best friend passed away, I ended up back selling drugs, and I ended up getting arrested again in 2004. This time, I stayed down there to 2008. And in 2008, I get out uh, on parole. The whole time that I was getting in and going in and out of prison, I wasn't on no parole. I wasn't doing none of that. But at this time I get out, I'm on parole. I'm in a halfway house. I'm not staying with none of my family members. I'm in a halfway house because by that time, don't nobody have nowhere for me to sleep or stay. So I'm in a halfway house. I hear about this program called Project Reconnect. So I sign up for it. I get it. I ain't gonna even tell y'all what happened then. And in reality, what ends me up here right here now is for me hooking back up with my ex best friend. And make a long story short, our friendship is on the timeline. Uh, but that's gonna be another story. That's gonna be another story, and that's gonna be another video. So I'm just gonna end this video with saying is I appreciate y'all watching my documentary, which I never thought this is the first time I did a documentary. And I just want to say y'all continue to watch who you date in this world, watch who you hang out with, and just watch yourself period because life itself is crucial and it's hectic. So I love y'all and I'm sorry for having y'all this long and I'm sorry for keeping y'all this long. Y'all stay prayed up in God's name. Amen.